and I am pleased that the government is taking this step. The constituents of my riding in Etobicoke North have been in touch with me to express their support for this bill. They have told me how important, dependable, and uninterrupted TTC services are for them in their daily lives. They have told me that they are pleased to see the government acting, taking a fair-minded approach that continues to respect the collective bargaining process. Toutefois, dans les cas où les parties se trouveraient dans une impasse de la négociation collective, les questions en suspens seraient résolues suivant un processus équitable et neutralitaire, l'arbitrage exécutoire des intérêts. My constituent speaker are a diverse reflection of Torontonians as a whole, and they are telling me they need the TTC. I'm sure my colleagues from all parties are hearing this, Speaker. It is important to get this type of feedback from our constituents because it reinforces what the numbers so clearly tell us about the importance of the TTC to the lives of Torontonians. The statistics are impressive, and I share some with you. 1.5 million rides are taken on the TTC each and every business day. In 2009, there were almost 500 million passenger trips on the TTC. The TTC has over 1,600 accessible buses in its system, traveling over 150 accessible bus routes. In addition, there are approximately 200 light rail vehicles, along with about 50 LRV routes. When you take these individual pieces and put them together, Speaker, you get the full picture of what Canada's largest mass transport system looks like. As a medical doctor, Speaker, I am keenly aware of the impact, the legitimate and research-based impact to the overall effect on human health and a clean environment. The air that we breathe has significant impact on our overall well-being, and as a government, we have acknowledged that we have been working diligently towards cleaner air across Ontario. I can tell you, for example, Speaker, that our air quality directly impacts the number of attacks for asthma, COPD, chronic bronchitis, emphysema, and airborne allergies. It is obvious that the public transport system, especially in a city the size of Toronto, is a key element in our efforts to move to a greener, cleaner, and healthier society. The Toronto Transit Commission estimates that a subway train replaces over 900 cars at peak times on most routes. The TTC also estimates that on average, one bus replaces 50 cars, and a 4-car Scarborough Rapid Transit System train at rush hour takes approximately 200 cars off the road. Obviously, TTC work stoppages have a major impact on automobile use. And the emissions from this increase, Speaker, from cars on the road has a significant impact on the environment. A 2008 report prepared for the Amalgamated Transit Union, ATU Local 113, estimated that without TTC services, there would be on the order of 200,000 additional cars on the road in Toronto and about 350,000 new car trips on any business day. It's a significant amount of added pollution, Speaker, fossil fuel gases, particulate matter, airborne pollutants, and so on. The TTC is large, complex, and of vital importance to the health, safety, economic, and social well-being of the people of Toronto. It is for these reasons, Speaker, that our government has taken the request by Toronto City Council to prohibit work stoppages on the TTC seriously. In saying that, however, it is important to underline, with due respect to the way my colleague opposite honours labour relations in Ontario, even going so far back as 140 years, our government has spoken with the TTC, with the city, and the impacted unions. Following these consultations, we were left with a decision to make. By introducing this legislation, we are taking responsible, fair, and reasonable action on behalf of the people of Toronto. Ensuring continuity of service at the TTC is the right thing to do, Speaker. Though through the government's consultations with the parties, it has become clear that if the government were to act, doing so quickly would be to the benefit of all involved. The members of this House and many Torontonians are aware that the collective agreements between the TTC and its unions expire on March 31st, 2011. The parties have a right to know the rules that will apply in the coming round of collective bargaining. We are supportive of the collective bargaining process and believe that the best agreements are those that are reached at the bargaining table. A key component of the impending collective bargaining process will be knowing the rules under which the parties are operating. By acting now, and if this proposed legislation passes, the parties will benefit from that understanding. I want to speak for a moment, Speaker, on the labour relations record of the McGuinty government. As the Minister of Labour has said, our government is proud of its labour relations record over the 7+ years we have had the privilege of serving the people of Ontario. Indicative of those labour relations and that climate in the province is that over the past year, from January 1st, 2010 to December 31st, 2010, more than 99% of labour contract negotiations have resulted in settlements with no work stoppages. In fact, over the past number of years, approximately 97% of negotiations have resulted in settlements with no strikes and no lockouts. This is an outstanding result, Speaker, that I believe all members of this House can cite with pride. Maintaining an environment that promotes the fair and stable labour relations that are instrumental to Ontario's economic success has been an important priority for this government. We all know that some negotiations can be very challenging. Speaking with the Minister, I know that he has, as do we all, the utmost respect for individuals who represent employers and unions at the bargaining table, including many who are here to listen to me in person. These individuals, Speaker, work together through negotiations to develop an agreement that reflects the needs of both parties. Agreements reached at the negotiating table are the best agreements, and the most stable agreements and the most productive agreements. And you have made it clear that nothing in our proposed legislation, nothing, prevents or limits the parties from collective bargaining. On the contrary, the bill only prohibits strikes and lockouts at the TTC. Madame la Présidente, notre gouvernement croit fermement au droit de la négociation collective et au fait que les meilleures conventions collectives sont celles qu'on conclut à la table des négociations. Le projet de loi ne supprimerait pas ni ne limiterait le droit à la négociation. La loi propose n'interdirait que les grèves et les lockouts. Our government, Speaker, has listened to City Council's request, and this bill acknowledges that the safety, health, economic and social well-being of Torontonians is significantly impacted by dependable access to their public transport system. We know, Speaker, that the absolutely vital role that the TTC plays in the lives of Torontonians is what is under consideration today. We know that all parties have agreed previously when a work stoppage occurred that the best thing to do, the responsible thing to do on behalf of the people of Toronto was to ensure that the TTC got back to work, most recently, as you'll recall, April 2008. By introducing this bill, we are again acting responsibly on behalf of the people of Toronto. Our government respects the right of Toronto City Council to make a request on behalf of the people of Toronto. Our response to this request takes into account the unique situation in Toronto and the unique role that the TTC plays within that city. Madame la Présidente, notre gouvernement respecte le droit du Conseil municipal de Toronto de parler au nom de la population de cette ville. Notre réponse à la demande de la Ville de Toronto tient compte des préoccupations de cette ville au sujet des circonstances uniques en leur genre de Toronto et dans son réseau de transport en commun. The safety and health of our citizens is of the highest priority for our government. And so we say to the people of Toronto, we have listened, we have said to these citizens, we care about your well-being. In this bill, we have responded to Ontarians. Merci, Madame la Présidente. Thank you, Madam Speaker.